Howdy folks, in this lesson we're looking at a blues etude. So what is an etude to start off with? Well, an etude is a little sort of study piece, usually quite short, and it's designed to get you to play certain different skills, right? So here we're doing a blues etude in the key of G. It's like a G major backing track that I'm playing over. And we're going to go through this and break it down bit by bit, talk about what I'm doing. The idea is that you play the thing exactly as I've done it. Yeah, and then you incorporate these ideas into your own playing. And this week's lesson came about from a lesson I was doing with a student of mine called Jason, awesome student. Hey Jason. And we did this blues etude, which we sort of came up together with, really. He came up with bits of it and I came up with bits of it, and we organised it into this, and he learnt it spot on. It was a really good process for him. I'm sure you'll find it really useful for yourselves as well. It's a blues in G, so we've got 4 bars of G7. Then it moves to 2 bars of C7, back to 2 bars of G7, then we go D7, C7, G7, D7, as you can see on the screen. So over the first D7, what I'm thinking about is, I'm not really thinking pentatonic positions. In fact, I'm not thinking pentatonic positions at all here. What I'm thinking about is the chord tones and following the chords. So I'm looking at this G note here, and what I'm doing is I'm playing a minor third into a major third, which I'll do all the time in blues. It's such a cool thing to do. It's cliched, but it's cool. So I'm going there, then I'm going to the root, then I'm going to the 6. The 6 is a great note in major blues. I really like the 6. That's my first line, my first little motif. So I've got minor third to major third to root, 6, root. And I'm playing that with a little slide to give it a little bit of nuance. Now I'm looking for the root note down here, right, the G here, and I'm playing root, 2, minor third, 3. So this is a theme for the rest of the etude with this root, 2, minor third, 3 thing going on. So I'm doing this. So I'm going up, root, 2, minor third, 3, and then back, minor third, 2, root. And that, again, it's very classically bluesy. That minor third to major third thing, you can't really overplay it. Okay? Then basically I'm playing that phrase twice. So I'm going over the G again. So when it comes to the C, I'm dropping down a string and playing off this C note here. So I've got C, 2, minor third, third. Same thing. Back to the G. Then I'm bending this minor third into the major third and coming back to the root. Okay? Then I'm just following the D chord by thinking of this D note here. Following the theme. Down to the C, then down to the G, doing the minor third into third bend again, and then I've got a turn around at the end, a very classic blues turn around with. So let's just go through the turnaround. My G root is here. This is the flat 7 of the G. Okay, so the turnaround will often go from, it will often pedal the root note here, yeah, and it will go from the flat 7 chromatically down to the 5th, right? Because I'm targeting this note, because I'm working towards that D chord. And rhythm-wise, it's triplet, triplet, triplet. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. And then you've got a walk up. I'm walking back, so I'm going below the 5 chord now, and I'm walking from below that into it, and I could just go and play the 5 chord. I could do this, yeah. So the whole turnaround is, yeah, and then it starts again. So try and learn it absolutely note for note and get it bang on. And then you just nick these little ideas. You might take the put that at the start of a different solo and do something completely different after that. And then this line, it's a great one to drop it in. I wouldn't in an actual solo play it as much as I did in the etude, but remember the whole point of the etude is to study this and to get used to it. So you can then just whack it in wherever you like. So that line is going to work from the 1 chord, the 4 chord or the 5 chord, because they're all dominant 7th chords. So all I'm doing is outlining the notes, particularly the 1 and the 3 in the dominant chord, and then putting in these notes, the 2 and the minor 3rd, that add a bit of colour. Yeah, so that's going to work from any root note. So it's a really cool line to put in, and it just sounds great. You could play it like this with 6ths. Yeah, that's another good one. Alright, there's more on 6. Actually, I did a big study on 6 on my Patreon page. You can check that out there as well. If you want the tab for this, the whole of the tab for this is over on the Patreon page. You go over there. Loads of good stuff on there. There's a real big study on Cage and a big study on what I call the cross system, which is a system I came up with, which teaches you chord tone soloing super quickly. Super good value for money, so make sure you check that out. So remember to comment, like and subscribe. Super important to hit that subscribe button and get future updates. Lots of great stuff coming on this channel. Lots of good stuff on this channel for you to check out. And as always, catch you next time.